Team USA suffered its first loss of the Four Nations face-off on Monday night, falling 2-1 to Sweden. The Americans also lost key forward Brady Tkachuk to injury. Despite the setback, the USA had already secured a spot in the championship game against Canada, which was determined earlier in the day when Canada defeated Finland 5-3 in their round-robin finale. The USA-Canada rematch is set for Thursday, and both teams are looking to claim the tournament title. The game against Sweden started brightly for the Americans, as Chris Kreider scored 35 seconds into his tournament debut, giving the USA an early 1-0 lead. However, Sweden responded quickly, with Gustav Nyquist tying the game on a deflection and Jesper Bragg giving Sweden the lead with a well-placed shot past USA goalie Jake Oettinger. Samuel Ersson, stepping in for the Linus Ullmark, made 32 saves to secure Sweden's win, their first tournament. The loss was compounded by the injury to Brady Tkachuk, who left the game after sliding hard into the net in the first period. He briefly returned for one shift, but was ruled out for the remainder of the game for precautionary reasons. USA coach Mike Sullivan expressed optimism that Tkachuk's injury wouldn't be a long-term issue, but acknowledged the team's growing concerns. Captain Auston Matthews was a late scratch due to upper body soreness, while Matthew Tkachuk and defenseman Charlie McAvoy also missed the game with injuries. The Americans hope to have a healthier lineup for Thursday's final. Despite the loss, the USA finished the round-robin stage with a tournament-best 6 points, going 2-1 in their 3 games. Sweden, meanwhile, ended their campaign with a 1-2 record, showing resilience in their final match after earlier losses to Canada and Finland. In the earlier game, Canada secured their place in the final with a 5-3 victory over Finland. Nathan MacKinnon led the way with 2 goals, while Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby each contributed a goal and an assist. Canada's offense came alive after a lineup shuffle, with Brayden Point also finding the net. Finland made a late push, scoring 3 goals in the final 7 minutes, including 2 quick strikes by Michael Granlund, but Crosby sealed the win with an empty net goal. Canada's victory sets up a highly anticipated rematch with the USA, who handed them a 3-1 loss in their previous meeting. That game was marked by intense physicality, including 3 fights in the opening seconds. Both teams will now have a chance to settle the score in the championship game, with the USA aiming to defend their perfect record against Canada in the tournament. Team USA will focus on getting healthy and regrouping after a tough loss to Sweden. The absence of key players, like Matthews, and the Tkachuk brothers could pose a challenge, but the Americans have shown depth and resilience throughout the tournament. Jake Oettinger, who started against Sweden, is expected to be back in net for the final, while Canada will likely rely on Jordan Binnington, who has been solid in goal despite some defensive lapses. The Four Nations face-off has delivered thrilling hockey and intense rivalries, and the championship game promises to be no different. With bragging rights and a tournament title, the USA and Canada will bring their best to the ice on Thursday night. Fans can expect a hard-fought battle as these 2 hockey powerhouses clash again.